One of my friends, when I moved to the West Coast, became Sam Kinison. We were sort of kindred spirits at the time. We liked to drink and do drugs together, and both were pretty angry. Former Pentecostal preacher that Sam was, and I was raised Pentecostal, so we had a little bit in common that way. And one night we got hired to do a local gig. It was UCLA. This young guy had booked the gig, and it was just a couple $100, so it was like in town, you know, basically drug money that night. And we're driving over with this young guy to UCLA to do the gig, and on the way over, Sam says, "You got to close, Scheidner." I said, "Sam, I'm not closing." He had started to get good, and you could see it. He was starting to get a following late at night. I said, "Sam, I'm not following your act. I'm not doing that." He said, No. He said, "These kids will hate me. Trust me. College kids will hate me. You know, you'll do fine behind me. If you can't follow me, I'll give you my pay, and I'll still buy the drugs tonight." I said, "Well, I can't lose on that, right?" So we did. And, you know, Sam, to his credit, he bombed. He did. He bombed. He went up and did the same act he'd always done. You know, this is the face of hell, the same act. And he bombed. They were just staring at him. And he didn't go long. He didn't beat it up. And at the end of it, he said, you know, the kid who we were working with was not really that good. And he kind of messed up Sam's intro and didn't really do a great job. So Sam brought me up. He just short-circuited the kid. Sometimes we comics would do that if the MC was that bad. So Sam brought me up, and he said, "You're going to love this guy." And he brings me up, and I killed. I mean, I just destroyed. And then Sam and I were, later that night, we were doing drugs, and we would do, sometimes we'd stay up night, and we'd drink, and we'd go through the Bible, you know, while we were high. As Sam would say, we were looking for loopholes, you know. And I said, "Sam, I can't believe it." He says, "No." I said, the kids, they don't get it. They don't get it, man. They're not married yet. They haven't gone through any of this stuff. They're not bitter yet. They don't get it." And then, this was like probably winter of 84, 85. In the summer of 85, the Rodney Dangerfield special came out. And Sam, I'd never seen anybody shoot out of the gate like this. I mean, overnight, I was working with a band called Little Feat. It was in the South, and I was opening up for them, doing some dates. And we were coming out on Sunday morning to get in the van to go to the next thing, right? And those guys are all doing Sam. They're all going, They'd watched the HBO special the night before, and I went, "Sam has got it. He's got it." And I came back, and Sam was huge. I mean, he was just on fire. And he walks up to me one night at the Comedy Store and said, "Hey, Scheidner." I said, "I'm booked back at UCLA in the fall." Now, this was not even a year later. I said, "Yeah." He said, $15,000. I go, "Wow." And I went to see him do it, and he practically got a standing ovation when he walked out. And I guarantee some of those kids that night were there that stared at him less than a year earlier. And it's because Sam had gotten famous on TV. He'd gotten showcased in a way that they could see. He did his Ethiopian bit, the desert bit. He did that on the Dangerfield thing, and they got it, and they liked him. And I'd never seen anything switch like that. I'd never seen anything switch or anybody fly out faster. And there's no ending to that story. What? What's the Ethiopian bit? Oh, the Ethiopian bit? Well, at the time, everybody was doing the "We Are the World," you know, feed the people all over, feed the people in Africa. And Sam said, "You know, I see these commercials, and I understand, you know, it's bad, they're not, but let me tell you something. My take is, you know, I wouldn't bring them food. I'd bring them U-Hauls and luggage. Move. You know why? Because you live in a desert. You live in a desert." Right? Remember that? You know what it is? It's desert. You know what's going to be in 10 years? Desert. Nothing grows in the desert. We got desert. Nobody lives there. You know. So that was the bit. It was complete contra to everything that was going on at the time, right? The "We Are the World" thing. So I mean, I was getting a lot of lessons. I was meeting people. This actually.